ambiguous. Oh boy. Hi, today this video is going to be on ambiguity. Now, what is ambiguity? Ambiguity is inexactness, so the opposite of being exact. It's vagueness, it's being open to more than one interpretation, more than one possibility for anything. Ambiguity doesn't come right away to everybody. I definitely had a really hard time with it, especially at first. When I first started doing design thinking, it was really difficult for me to let go of control. I am a person who really likes managing people and having control over situations, so it was really hard for me. It was really hard for me at first to accept that other people have good ideas and to give in to those ideas. It was also difficult for me to not know where I was going with the problems that we were given, what the objective was, or where we were going to take our project. So something that I had to do for myself was give myself permission to give in to the project, give in to design thinking and ambiguity. So uncertainty is very uncomfortable for some people, and that's okay. That's why sometimes it's really important to just tell yourself it's okay to be uncomfortable with uncertainty and with the ambiguity of the project of design thinking. Come in, Breezy, tell us about it.
Someone who is ambiguous might have an idea while brainstorming on a project, and then they might be like, I don't really know how this fit, but this idea came to me. Let's stick it on the board and see if maybe it comes into play later. So you don't always know how things are going to work out, and that's part of ambiguity, though, is accepting all of these ideas, even if you're not quite sure how it fits in the equation yet.
That was awesome.
Ambiguity takes practice, and you grow from experience. Just as Brielle said, when she started design thinking, ambiguity was hard for her, and it's still hard for her, but practice makes perfect.
Ambiguity is definitely something that's a mindset that's built through practice, as you said.
Yeah.
You could compare ambiguity as a prompting that you receive. Sometimes we receive promptings that we might be fearful of the outcome, or we're not sure of what's going to happen when we follow through with it, and so we may not want to follow through with it, or we might. But either way, when we do follow through with this prompting, we are blessed because of it. And that's kind of how ambiguity is with design thinking, is you're not really sure what you're going to end up with, but you do know that you can just take an action and do something, and it'll lead you somewhere, and it might end up with a really great result, even if you're scared of what that result might be. If you're an individual like me that has a hard time with ambiguity, something that you might be able to do is, if the problem seems too big and foggy to you, of not knowing where you're going, what you can do is take it one small step at a time. So with the design thinking process, start off by empathizing, by researching, asking questions, talking to people. Small things like that, small tasks, just make them for yourself so that you feel a little bit more sane when jumping into the problem. And then when it gets to defining, just look at your evidence. It's right there in front of you. Look at what you've learned.
You can have small goals as your how might we question is your goal. You're trying to get there to answer that question. But along the way, you can set smaller goals and smaller questions that you want answered that can help you learn and get to the goal that your how might we question, the answer to it.
A quote from Joshua Bailey states, "The greatest threat to us and to our world is not uncertainty, not the unknown. It is when we allow uncertainty and the unknown to prevent us from doing what we can to make the world brighter and safer." So giving in to ambiguity might just improve the world that we live in.
So we want you to do a little bit of a project or experiment to help teach you about ambiguity. We want you to go through your daily routine, whatever you do in the morning to get ready for school, and do it with your eyes closed. This is going to be challenging and might take longer than usual, so do it on a Saturday or on a day when you have more time before you need to be somewhere to get it done. So go through and try this process where you don't know, can't quite see what's going on, but you have to just trust your instincts to go with it. At the end of this project, we'd like you to do a little bit of a write-up and talk about what you learned and how that experience connects to ambiguity and what you've learned about ambiguity through this and through this video.
Thanks for watching.